So now we're going to talk about our top teams in the NBA and who we think that are going to be very effective on both sides. So Western Conference and Eastern Conference. So Isaiah, what do you think?
I got San Antonio, of course. Vets know how to play as a team. Got to go with the Clippers. Got to go with Houston. Got to throw Cleveland in there. LeBron James and Kevin Love.
Yeah.
With Kyrie Irving, Deion Waiters, Larry Joe. That's a nice lineup right there. That's 4. I'm gonna take the Wizards, and my sleeper team is going. I'm gonna go with Toronto. I like Toronto.
Okay. Hey, you, David?
Hold on, quick question. Hey, why Toronto?
To me, Toronto ain't been in the playoffs how many years? Since last year.
Yeah.
And then you took it to Game 7 with vets.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce had to finish it at the buzzer.
Yeah.
That was a good fight to me. I think if they'd have got past that, they'd have done all right. Did better.
Okay. I agree. But my 5, I'm gonna go with San Antonio. Gotta go with San Antonio. Just the way they share the ball, everybody eats. Equal opportunity on the offensive end.
Exactly.
I'm definitely gonna go with Cleveland, the best player in the world. On the court with who I believe is the best point guard in the league right now.
Okay.
Contrary to what anyone else thinks, and so I got Spurs, Cleveland, Memphis. I really like OKC, of course, with Westbrook and Durant healthy. So I got Spurs, Cleveland, OKC, Memphis, and I really want to throw the Rockets into that discussion. I think they don't have Chandler Parsons anymore, so I can't even say that. I can't even put Houston.
He's with the Dallas Mavericks.
I can't even put Houston in there. I can't even put Houston in there. So I would have to go Spurs, Cleveland, Memphis, OKC, and that 5th spot for me is wide open. I can't. And if I had to pick a sleeper team, I don't, because I think that those 4 teams are that far ahead of everyone else, in my eyes. And Chicago, I apologize. Chicago, I apologize. Any Bulls fans out there, I truly, deeply apologize. That's me. Y'all
My heart's hurting over here.
Y'all can blame that on me. Y'all can blame that on me.
I can take that one too.
Oh, you gonna take that one too?
I have to take that one.
All right, my sleeper team is definitely has to be the Pelicans.
Okay.
Just hear me out. That backcourt has so much firepower. Jrue Holiday. You got Gordon. You got Tyreke Evans.
Yeah.
You got Davis. And I like Ryan Anderson. He's a stretch 4 who could really shoot the ball at a high clip and stretch the floor out. It's like what I mean? What don't they have besides a true post scorer? But Anthony Davis makes up for that in so many other ways in the guard play. If Tyreke Evans can be consistent this year, I think the Pelicans will definitely sneak up on a whole lot of people. Keep your eyes open.
All right. Well, here's my top 5. My number 1 is definitely the Spurs. That's something that we can all agree with. Tim Duncan back for another year, 1-year contract. I mean, just talk about a guy. He's not too fancy, just plays basic basketball, and the master of the backboard. I mean, this guy is just incredible, man.
Sensei.
And Manu Ginobili, obviously you know him, one of the greatest 6-man in the game. And Tony Parker, you can consider him one of the top point guards. He's been around for a while. I mean, just their chemistry in general. And with Kawhi Leonard, MVP. I mean, that's
people don't.
I'm happy because he's from Riverside, California. I mean, he's a native of Cali.
Representing.
I mean, that guy, he really stepped it up against LeBron James. And I mean, they could have won it last year if he would have made his free throws in Game 6. If that could have just changed everything. And you know what he did? He came back and finished business. And Danny Green is just, he's another great 3-point shooter.
Phenomenal.
And my second has to be the Cavs. I'm kind of like, I want the Bulls to be ahead because they're more the defensive team. But because Cavs, I know they're not going to start strong right away. I mean, it takes time to have a chemistry, to get to know how your new players play like, Obviously, Kyrie Irving is a very good player. He's more lenient with the assists and everything. If he needs to score, he'll score. And then you got LeBron, same ability. I mean, so it's gonna be, LeBron James is just gonna have to take charge.
He's definitely gonna do that.
Kevin Love, rebound machine. I mean, this guy is just bringing up 12 rebounds a game. I mean, that's incredible. And he'll get you 20 points. Like
25. Let's not forget
or
about
25.
that.
Well, I think he'll get like 18 to 20 points this
I mean,
season.
of course. Now I'm just
Yeah.
saying what he did last year, his capabilities.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
And then you got Dion Waiters, obviously great player. I mean,
think Deion Waiters and Kyrie Irving is gonna be a lot more comfortable playing besides LeBron James.
yeah.
He take a lot of pressure off him now.
Oh, yes, he does.
Kyrie Irving don't gotta worry about being a superstar no more.
Yeah.
You got LeBron James for that.
Yeah, exactly. I just kind of feel hurt for Andrew Wiggins. I mean, I remember they asked him after the Summer League game when he found out that LeBron James was coming back to Cleveland. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm excited. You know, I can't wait for that chance." And there he goes. He goes to Minnesota. I think Minnesota, they have young talent. They got Zach LaVine. They have Tristan Thompson. So they're gonna have a pretty good squad.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be good.
Yeah. And so my third team, I would have to say the Clippers. A lot of people sleep on them. You know, Clippers are a great team. Chris Paul. I hope they get J.J. Redick back because he's also a great player. Blake Griffin. DeAndre Jordan has developed to be one of the top centers in the game. I mean, this guy is
playing his role.
That's a role player right there.
Go get rebounds. So they told him, and that's what he's doing, getting rebounds.
And they have a squad. They have a really good squad. And then number 4, I would have to say maybe the Miami Heat. I'm kind of questioning about it because they got Luol Deng. You know, Luol Deng is not a player that's a superstar, but he does his job. You know, and you got to think about in Chicago, he was phenomenal. He was a phenomenal player. I mean, you needed him to shoot the 3, he'll go get a 3. You know, if you needed him to play a great defensive player, you know, he was already there, you know. And I think Miami Heat, they won't be the top team, but I'm also questioning because Dwayne Wade has knee problems. So it's how is he going to perform, you know? And that's very important, you know.
That's true, but now Chris Bosh can be the old Chris Bosh from Toronto.
Raptors, yeah.
A lot of people don't understand that LeBron James had the ball in his hand 95% of the time. Now he could be more ball dominant. Chris Bosh, give him the ball and he'll get the work.
Let's not forget it. Before he came to Miami, the season before, he averaged 25 points a game.
It's true.
And
now he has the biggest contract in the NBA right now.
Very capable. He's very capable. But I don't want to. We kind of like bash LeBron when we say things like that. Like he had his ball in his hand, 95, taken away from other players, which sometimes can be true. But I mean, that's what you do when you're the best player in the world. You have to have the ball in your hands. You make the best decisions, and you're entitled to have the ball in your hands. I know as a coach, I'll give LeBron the ball 95% of the time because I know he's going to make the best decisions to give my team the best chance to win.
Yeah, agreed.
But back to your I wanted to touch on your Spurs point about Tony Parker. I don't think people give him enough credit.
Yeah.
You know? They don't put him in that top. When people speak of the top point guards, you rarely hear Tony Parker's name. And
exactly.
How many championships he has? 3 or 4?
Sleeper.
He has
like. He has. I believe
about 3 or 4.
I believe it's 4.
Yeah, 4 now. Yeah, because Melo has 4. Yeah.
And I mean, he wins. At the end of the day, you want your point guard to be able to lead and get your team victories and distribute the ball. He does all those things very efficiently. And look at what he's done. 4 championships. I mean, you can't name another point guard out there with 4 championships. Yeah. And yet people still never. And you know what's crazy? What baffles me is when they speak of great players, even in football, basketball, baseball, whatever, they always tend to bring up championships and rings. And that a player can't be an elite player or a Hall of Famer, or he can't be the best of all time if he doesn't have any rings. But yeah, you have Tony Parker with these rings, and you know what I mean. Nobody even considers him a top point guard in the NBA, a top 3 point guard in the top 3, 4. Some people have him outside of 5 because you know there's a lot of good point guards. You got Chris Paul, Kyrie, Rondo. You know what I mean? You got a lot of people still like Darren Williams,
John
Wall, Nash, Curry, Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
I like Russell Westbrook a lot too. But you understand what I'm saying? It's like man, like what are the criteria?
Those are you call hidden gems, you know.
Sleeper.
And Tony Parker, you got to think about the Spurs. The past 10 years, they've been a top 3 team. Think about it. I mean, they've been consistent because they have that chemistry.
I believe they strategize a lot.
Yeah.
They don't play Tony Parker a lot. They won his legs to the playoffs. It seemed like in the playoffs he got a lot more energy than a lot of other point guards.
Yeah. And Greg Popovich is just a great coach overall, you know.
it's difficult to believe that Pop didn't play basketball. It's so difficult to believe how well he knows the game, because a lot of times, you have to be in the game to, like, people feel like you have to have been a part of the game to actually know the game, to know actually what the players are going through, what the players see on the court. And Pop has been able to take what he sees on the outside and, implement it into what's actually going on the court without having on the court experience. And you gotta, commend him for that.
Yeah, very true. And my sleeper team is the Warriors. The Warriors are a really good team. You got to think about that. The Warriors are a really good team. The only thing they lack of is they need Andrew Bogut to be healthy. They always lack a big man. They're a great team, good shooting team. The Splash Brothers, Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry. I mean, if one's not hot, the other is, And so, I mean, that's another team that I really enjoy watching. And if they could get another big man that could back up Andrew Bogut, when he gets hurt, they'll be really good. That's the only that's the reason why they lost to the Clippers in Game 7 last year, because they have DeAndre Jordan, who's developed to be one of the top centers in the game. And I mean, can Curry do it all? Not really. I mean, he's not one of those where it's like, oh, he's Jordan or Kobe, just give it to Kobe, he'll make it, Yes, he's a great shooter, but at the end of the day, big men and the big centers are the biggest things in the NBA that you can have. It was in the 90s. Everybody needed that, a Patrick Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon. They needed a Shaq, That still continues to stay, even though the game's more of a point guard, shooting guard position now.
Yeah, agreed.
And so that's the only thing they lack of. Yeah, so that's my sleeper team.
That's your sleeper team.
Yeah, what do you think?
I slept on Portland.
Oh, yeah, Portland's another one. Damian Lillard,
got rid of your boys last year, didn't they? got rid of the Rockets last year. Man, it's a lot of great teams out there. I'm anxious to see what happens. I'm very anxious to see what happens with this NBA season.
Yeah, I'm really excited, and that's actually matter of fact that now that you brought that up about Portland, I mean, talk about that game winner that Damian Lillard did.
A lot of guts.
Yeah,
a lot of guts for a young player.
I mean, it kind of hurts me a little bit because his contract with Adidas, that used to be the head of Derrick Rose, and now it's like him in the commercials now. So it's like.
Quick question: what about these these last few like point guards that have came out with marquee names, like the first top 10 point guards?
Mm-hmm.
Why does it seem like all of these guys been here before? Like right from the beginning. Like I don't think any marquee point guard in the last 5 years has really struggled initially in NBA. Like it used to be, if you weren't ready as a point guard, you came in the NBA, you would really get exposed. And it seems like all of those point guards, like Kyrie Irving and John Wall and like Damian Lillard. Like Damian Lillard came in, it didn't look like he missed a beat from college. He carried that same momentum into the NBA, and it looks like he belonged. It looked like he belonged from day one, and like that's very rare, especially in point guard position.
Yeah. There's just certain players that have the talent, and some of them look really good in college, and then when they get into the pros, they're not good. I mean, there's just some that are willing to and are determined to go the extra mile. It's like, what, I did good in college, I want to do even better in the NBA. Summer's like, I just want to get the paycheck. I
agree.
They don't get me wrong. I mean, they make $5 million to $6 million. Some of them make them $15 million.
30 million.
Yeah, 30 million. A year. I mean, that's ridiculous. And some of them, like Derrick Rose, he doesn't care about money. He wants to win. That's why he looked incredible. Youngest MVP to get it. 22 years old at that time.
I could agree with that.
I won't say he don't care about money. It's easy to say you don't care about the money when you got the money already. You already got the big bucks. So
no, yeah.
I see if he was a player making $700,000 a year or something like that. But Derrick Rose's contract is ridiculous too. Not to say that they don't deserve it. I'm just saying when you got the big money, it's easy to say, I don't care about the money.
Yeah, that's very true.
You know what I mean?
Very true.
But I definitely agree. It's just like I was just when you brought up Portland, it kind of brought me to a place, and I'm just thinking like he really hit some big shots. Like when he got rid of Houston, it's like wow, like for such a young player to be able to, You know what I mean?
Take that responsibility.
Take the leadership.
Take
Yeah,
that
it's
responsibility on it and even
Yeah.
want to take that shot,
Yeah.
let alone make it to even want to take that. A lot of time, you got to think about this. But 2-3 years ago, LeBron James didn't want to shoot the ball to end the game.
Yeah,
We talking about, and he was the best player in the world at the time.
Yeah,
He didn't want to shoot the ball.
yeah. It's very true. I mean, wouldn't you think Damian Lillard would look for LaMarcus Aldridge? I mean, because he's been there for Portland for quite a few, longer than several years. I mean,
you would think that,
Yeah.
but he showed differently.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that guy can play.
yeah, he's very talented, and I'm really excited. Like, this NBA season's gonna be,
exciting.
now that the Eastern Conference is more leveled out now. It's not like, oh well, Heat's just gonna be one of the top teams. You know, the past 4 years it was like that. Everybody's like, oh, Heat.
Better watch out for them guys, though.
Yeah.
You know, before LeBron even came to Cleveland, Dwayne Wade, when they played Cleveland and LeBron, he put on a show every game. It's like he had something against LeBron. Like, he really put on every game. And I think that Miami is still going to be good. Whoever doesn't think Miami's going to be good, that is
They just don't know their facts.
I would agree. If Miami actually got a good point guard, not even great, not to take nothing away from Chalmers, but to me, Chalmers is a 2 guard.
Yeah.
Like, what does Chalmers do besides make open jump shots and play defense? He doesn't create for anybody.
Yeah.
He's a shooting guard just that brings up the ball. So if they actually got a good point guard who could create shots for other people, man, I think Miami will still be good because, like you said about Luol Deng, he guards the best player. You know what I mean? He rebounds.
Yeah.
Luol Deng, he can score. I mean, what did he average a couple years ago? 18, 2 years ago, 18 points a game. So he's a capable scorer. So it's not like, I mean, of course, it's a huge drop off without LeBron, but it can get balanced out more, like you were saying, Isaiah, with Chris Bosh being more comfortable and able to play his game.
Yeah.
So I think the Heat, and they've built a winning culture in Miami. So it's not like they're gonna lay down and just accept, oh, LeBron's gone, we're gonna lay down and lose basketball games.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, the Heat got Shabazz Napier, so I mean, can he be that point guard?
I mean,
I don't know.
we have to see. Not nothing against Shabazz. He led a to me, no offense to UConn, a subpar UConn team to a championship.
Young team.
Yeah.
Just as Kemba did. So, like, you never know. He might have good year, but even Kemba kind of like struggled in his first
2
season.
years, yeah.
Yeah, first season. So it's like we'll have to see. And Shabazz is even smaller than Kemba,
Yeah.
and you got to get adjusted to the bumps and the bangs of the NBA level. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But he does guard the ball. He does a great job guarding the ball. So we'll see. But if they actually had like a proven point guard, you know what I mean, to go in there and facilitate a little bit, I think Miami would benefit a lot from that. But keep an eye on Miami.
All right, you guys. That's all for today. Thank you for you guys coming, and hopefully you guys continue to come next week, Thursday at 5. We're Thursday at 5. This is WICR Off the Bounce. We'll be here every Thursday, like I said, at 5 o'clock. To my family in California, it's at 2 o'clock p.m. So thank you for having us. Everybody have a great day.
Peace out.
Have a good one.